Wonderful good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to our channel, our show, I Love Electricity, the Nirav Modha show. Once again, we are back with our esteemed guests and with whom we'll be having a lot of healthy discussions today on the electrical field, as what we were doing with all our previous guests in the previous episodes we have done. So today's day is actually very, very special because in India, 15 September is being celebrated as the Engineers Day to honor the legacy of Sir Mokshagundam Viswavarya. And I wish all the engineers to take pride of this and tap your back today, because you are one of that person on this earth who is really impacting the growth of this world in the right direction, right? And there are a lot of things you can contribute, which we'll be learning from our guest also, that how she is impacting the world through her knowledge and all other various aspects we'll be taking care, right? Apart from this, there is also a special day in south, as the people are celebrating Onam, and in north part also the Ganesh festival is going on. So I would like to send greetings to all those who have joined us live and the people of India for celebrating this wonderful festival. So, our today's guest again is a female candidate with having a 9 years of experience, and she's pursuing her career in the sales department as a senior manager, right? And she has a lot of things to tell us, to inspire us, and to open the new paths in the career, in all other aspects, in the personal life, and so on. So, without wasting much time, let's bring her on the stage. And but not like that, we will have a big round of applause also. So, please put your hands together to welcome Miss Namagiri R.
Thank you, Nirav. Thanks for having
Hi, 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 hi. So, pleasure, ma'am, to have you, to share the stage with you, to have you with us after a lot of discussions and finding the right time.
me.
Uh, Wishing you also a very happy Onam. You belong to South, and I'm sure you must be celebrating this festival with your family. But since you are also a core hard lover of electricity field, and that's why you chose to be with us and share your wisdom.
Right. First of all, thank you so much for having me here, Nirav. And next is like it is a very great initiative according to me, because I wish I could have had during my initial days, while starting this, the career, etc. And all this show would, really impacted my life back then. But nevertheless, yeah.
Great, great. My pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's all about because of the immense love for the electricity field I have, and I just want to spread this love across our community and bring all our electrical engineers, struggling and stagnant people, to get the right path in this. So, thank you for being the part of this journey and impacting many people. So I've given a short introduction to all our viewers, but I would like you to give the detailed introduction of yourself, from where you belong to and your personal journey.
Right. So I'm natively from Tamil Nadu, a place called Coimbatore. Uh,
Mhm.
so so I have done all my schoolings, college, everywhere there only. So about my schooling background, from first to tenth, I have done in Coimbatore. Post which, after tenth, I have chosen diploma in electrical engineering, then B in Triple E. So this is my overall educational background.
Mhm.
Uh, Yes. So in terms of career, all over in all my 9 years I spent in Bangalore and traveling across India for work. Yeah. This is the brief introduction about myself and my work.
Okay, great, great, great. Glad to know this. I mean, that's always a situation in life where after 10, maybe you have to choose, whether I should start with a diploma or directly do the 12th and go for the degree direct course for the 4 years. So, uh, how were the things for you when you were when you completed the 10th and you had to choose um, for the diploma or then completing the 12th and doing the degree? So what was the scenario at that point of time for you?
Right, Nara. So after completing 10th standard, especially like I have, in terms of interest, right? So, I really want to mention this. There is a subject in my 10th class in physics. It is called, basic electrical, in which they talk about AC and DC machines and their equipments, all applications and all those things, right?
Yeah.
So from 8th standard itself, I have interest over physics and little bit in chemistry, etc. And all. 10th standard, that subject really made me think, oh, it's very interesting, karke. So one of my family member also did the same thing, like diploma and engineering, right? So
Mhm.
I had a chance to talk to that uncle basically. So I asked, I was like, why like this? He said like you get more hands on, practical, etc. And that was his thought. And so I had the same message, and I was talking to family and everything. People had different opinion on it, etc. and all, but I felt like, why not, karke. So once again, electrical, right? So even my well wishers told me, like, it's better to go for IT, computer, etc. And all. I said, no, 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 I'm going to do this only. Luckily, when I started in the first year, it I was feel in all the 10 years, I never had the joy of learning, right? So
Wow.
first
Hmm.
year, it was very nice for me. So the physics and etc. and all common subject in first year, especially in diploma. So in second year, when I vividly remember the subject, which is called, electrical devices and circuits, electrical missions, one power electronics. Oh my god, that made me, feel like I'm going to do this. And third year also the same continuation, etc. and all. So I love the subject to the core, though people say it is a dry subject, this, that. Nothing went inside my ears. I really loved it. The same thing which has happened in engineering also, there also I had a choice, like I can go for computer or anything. I was very clear. Even my mom had this concern, like, you should go for computer science, and all for my well-being only. And people have different opinions, right? I just hold her and I said, Amma, I really want to do this. That is it. After then, not even, I did left and right center traveling also. She never asked me. My girl loves it and she's going to pursue it, and she know how to handle it. Simple. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I would really appreciate, the support from your parents and your inclination, the niche clarity. This is what exactly, or maybe very few people, I would say, those who are pursuing the engineering or whatever career line they are choosing it, this comes naturally to them, right? Many of has to go through it, sail through it, and try to adjust with the learnings of the different subjects and try to get adapted to that. It came naturally to you where you had a natural inclination towards the electrical field.
Yes.
And that's a very good message for all the viewers. I would like to give that there are two parts. One is what your inclination is, or how much you are clear about your career goals, what you want to choose, what you want to do. And that comes when you start building those interest, or start taking those interest into the small topics, the subjects which you are already learning in your school, right? So as ma'am said that she loved all the physics topics, and that built the inclination towards the electrical field, right?
Right.
But if you are someone who is tech savvy, then definitely you should go into that line. So getting the career clarity, or maybe choosing the profession, is very much important. But many people get lost there. I have seen, not even after completing the degree they are as satisfied as they want to be after getting the degree also. And second thing is, also what ma'am said, that support from the parent is very very important. If they start persuading you that because other fields are having high package and you should go for that, you will never ever be able to build the dream career you want to make. So a very good message for the parents also, that be supportive, listen to them, and take a leap of faith, I would say, right? Not, I mean, one size don't fit for all. And Though IT is booming right now, but that's not the field for everybody. Yeah, all have a different interest and they want to grow in their field, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I would like to add one more point here, Nara. Like as you rightly mentioned, parents, likewise family, right? One more thing is like though our well wishers are like telling in a good sense only, in terms of like good sense for you, but sometimes you have to sit and think, I'm going to work, I'm going to do this, is it good for me? Sometimes you may take wrong decision, and I don't say it is a wrong decision, you will have some learning out of it, right? So
Right.
just think through, and it's about you. And yeah, that is what my message is here.
Perfect, perfect. Um, yes, here I would like to reiterate the sentence what Ratan Tata said. No decision is right or wrong. You take it and then you try to prove it right, and either you win. In both cases, you win because you win, you have the accomplishment. If you don't win, you have the learnings with you to move ahead. So that's very very important. And that's what you said, that parents are our well wishers, or maybe our other family members also. They think that we grow, or maybe other people are going into IT field, so we also go into that field and earn a lot of money. But to whom you should ask the right question, that what field you should take, is to one who has already walked the path, right? So if you want to choose electrical field, and if you ask a IT guy, he will not be able to guide you, or the parents who has not walked that path, they will not be able to guide you. So try to connect with the people who are into this field, who have spend so much of time in this field, and they know what is the future, right? Generally, the core branches are the evergreen branches, what we say, they never go fade out. And that's why it's very very safe bet to play, right?
Right.
Like anyway, you will at least get a job, a basic job to survive. But
Right.
if you are in the other field, it's quite dicey situation. Sometimes it's booming, sometimes it's very low, that it's very difficult for you to uh, sustain.
Right.
So yes, ask, connect with the right people. It may be someone in
Yes.
your family, maybe your friends, or the industry experts, in my
Right.
suggestion.
Good you have bring out this point that is about the mentors, right? So there are in my whole journey, every phase I had a mentor, okay, and they're still with me. Start from schooling, my college, my first job till now, right? You will find somebody like you don't call it like minded or something like that, okay? You feel, you get that instinct, if I go talk to the person, he's going to guide me, right? Right. And
Yeah,
as I mentioned, it is guidance. You get the extract from them and sit and think, is it right for me? Am I going to do this? You, once you take the decision, you do it, it is working, not working, it's up to you, right?
yeah.
But get the guidance. And every phase, I had a mentor, fortunately. So everybody will be having it, you just have to find the right person, that is it.
Right, perfect. Um, so I think generally I touch this point, at very end of the session. But since you are already following, you have a lot of mentors. Let's discuss some more aspects over it. And when it comes to mentor, people think that the mentor is someone who will change their life overnight, and the overnight success people are looking. Even nowadays, when people are connecting with me to build their dream career, and when I start giving them advice, uh, they are in the thought process that I will suggest something which is very quick to grow, or some sort of jobs which are available in the market, or something like that. But no, mentor is someone who will gradually take you, and will allow you to walk that path, uh, and you will get that success over a period of time.
Right.
So that thought process has to be built, especially for those who are just coming out of the college, because that's where I've seen they are too much in hurry of getting the job. Of course, they've spent a lot of money in that, and we want the return out of it. But everything takes its own time, and when you have a mentor, try to understand how he has done those things. Don't just see the success what he has achieved. try to adapt what he has done behind it, how much dedication he has given, how much resilience he has built to achieve that path. And as you said, you have different mentors at different levels. So one mentor can only take you to a some level, some extent or some level. From there, you need to change the mentor who can again take you to the next level, and that's how you grow, right? So not a one mentor can, of course, that person can remain a mentor for your entire life, but there are limitations of each mentor, and
Exactly.
every mentor has its own expertise. So uh, not only after coming out of the college you should have a mentor, but I would suggest that you have a mentor from the day one,
Yes.
and start thinking about in that direction. And then that's where you have to invest also in your life, for your life, for your career. And investing in your life will give you the more returns than any investments in the world, right? That's pretty
Yes,
true.
yes. As you rightly said, Nirav, so this is core electrical field, right? So, right, things are not going to happen in one single day, okay? And I generally quote it to my juniors and everybody, get on field, okay? So, in all this 9 years, if you see, there were some phase in my life, I used to travel, 10, 15 days straight with my, my daughter would be somewhere around 3 or 4 years old, right?
Hmm.
I started traveling when she was just 1.5 years and everything. Here, the special mention is to my family. So they stood for me. It is going right. This no, they stood for me. She like it. Let her do. Let us support her. Okay. So coming back to the topic, so like throughout this, some days I had like this is by my choice. So I used to have a field visit audits, and in which I have to walk more than 8 kilometers a day. It's a choice which I made, right? And it's not going to be easy, right? So you should not think, first day itself I should sit in an air conditioner. Like, yeah, there are options, okay, but this is my choice and this is my love, right? I'm
Right.
talking about my whole point. So you used to walk 10 8 kilometers per day, did a lot of audits, open the panel, you name it, I have done everything. So now I understand things, right, very easily. The same thing in sales, I can, when I'm selling it, it's very easy, pretty easy for me, right?
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is like the whole process of success, it's not going to happen in one single day. It's understanding, and I holistically believe on one thing, like, from my schooling till date, learn every single day, and your competition is just you, no comparison, right? My friend is
Mhm.
doing that. Yeah, and I would like to mention here, when I started my career, and before starting itself, I had some, IT may I have got some offers also. I was very clear. My friends had picked up, and there were a lot of comparison. But I never had that comparison in terms of package, in terms of no. What Namagiris, had gained over years, what she learned, what is she is now. Its success is not the first day itself. It may take some. Somebody succeed in day one, somebody day in day 100. It's okay. It is all about you, what you think, and at the end of the day, your family. That is it. This is my
Yeah.
simple funda. Yeah.
Wow. So yes, here I would like to pitch in two things. That first of all, the journey should be beautiful than the destination, right? You should be enjoying the process of reaching there.
Yes.
Of course, then the destination itself will become more intriguing and more beautiful than you have ever thought about it. And second thing, you should have a patience. The Rome was not built in a day,
Very good.
and the building the career, it's also exactly same like building a room, right? It gives you opportunities, you learn a lot of things, you give back to the company where you are working at, and then it turns out to be more interesting and more enticing for you, I would say. So, in the initial phase of your career, I think people should normally focus on gaining the knowledge from wherever it is possible. Right? ज्ञान सभी जगह बट रहा है आप बस लेते रहो. That should be the philosophy, which I'm seeing nowadays. People are missing that portion because they think that they have a degree in hand and they are capable of doing anything, and they demand something which is over the expectation for the company also. So I've seen many people missing out the brilliant opportunities in the market just because they think that they know everything. right? But that's not the case, as what ma'am said, that in the in the initial stage of your career, you should start with whatever you get. If you don't have anything, then also don't get despair, right? Don't get disappointed. Just think what best you have, sharpen up your skills,
Right.
and start with the right opportunity. That's what you can do when you are a fresher. So ma'am, here I would like to ask you a very relevant question, that uh, because this phase from college to corporate is very crucial for anybody, right? When they are turning from a collegian guy to a professional guy. How was this transition for you? As you said, you were already having some offers, but I'm pretty sure that getting the offers is not easy. I mean, you must have already spent your blood and sweat in also reaching that point that you have companies to offer you the job. So, the audience also, I'm pretty sure, would be interested in knowing this.
Right, right, right. So as I mentioned, that offers both are IT, and I got in the initial days, right, in college, right. So post my college, one I got it in, during the on campus, and one more, in the 6 months, right. So
Mhm.
I was jobless for 6 months at home. So
Okay.
that was it. So like in during engineering days also, it's not like I don't like computer, paper X, etc. and all. I liked it. I worked for it. I have, separate coaching for programs, etc. and all. It really helped me to, crack the interviews and etc. and all.
Mhm.
So that was the whole point. And I was pretty sure and very keen that I have to get into some core electrical job only. So I applied in different forums. I'm talking about the initial days, right? I have
Mhm.
applied in different forums. There's walk-in interviews, etc. and all. So then I have, got an opportunity in a consulting firm. That is also like, fortunate I am, because like, there I got to learn lot of design aspects, you name it. Like it was a great, it was, I should say, and a great start. But special mention is like, not a glorified job or something. I was very happy about what I'm learning, etc. and all. So
Mhm.
I focused more there. Different aspects are there which is like not up to the, like comparing to my friends, etc. and all. But I was least bothered. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So that mindset is very, very important. I mean, everything starts with mindset. If you want to be a billionaire, you need to have a different mindset, right? You need to be with the right people. Proximity is the key, I would say. And at the very early stage, I think you had a very right mindset, which allowed you to reach so far. As you know, you are serving as a senior manager in one of the biggest MNCs in the electrical field. You could excel it, in the better way, more courageously, being also, a female candidate. So later on, that's also another aspect. If I compare with the male candidates, you have your different challenges and all those things. So we'll touch upon that point also. But uh, any advice on how to build the right mindset, or what kind of mindset you should have when you are just starting your career?
Right. So this is not a challenging part, but it started from my college. Okay, in diploma mein, there were, if I'm not wrong, 50 is the whole count of the class, only
Mhm.
four girls. So in engineering also the same set, we were less than 10 percentage only in terms of girls. But consider myself, that phase made me very strong. I walk, I give, I present, I talk, and whatever it is in front of 100 people, out of my comfort zone, right? So it molded me, I personally see. And there were a lot of negativities, and people may say, how come she's not growing? This company will not take girls. My God, fortunately I never, thought about it, right?
Mhm.
My only thing is like, I am going to do this. If it has happened, well and good. If not, I'm going to try one more. That's all. That's all. Very simple. Touchwood, like I had it from my, very initial career only. At
Mhm.
that time itself, there were a comparison, right? see, I'm getting this package. I'm like, I'm happy, man, I'm happy. So like that mindset, touchwood, I had it from, from my college. Like, I'm focusing on one single thing. I'm going to focus in that single thing only. If any, interference comes, I'm least bothered. It's not going to bother me. It's not
Mhm.
like, I'm not at all, considering it, hearing it. I hear it. I don't respond. That is it. And I don't take it to heart. Very simple.
Wow.
Uh, so that is how it is, like, in the overall career, different phases. And I have attended some of the meetings. I used to travel far away. I traveled, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. You name the place, I have traveled. So some
Mhm.
of the places I used to travel alone. In the meeting also, out of 50 meals, I used to be one single woman. But my college has already trained me, right? Why should I worry? So it was fun for me. And touchwood, all most of the men who worked around, with me and everything, they were very supportive, right? And my I'm happy to mention each and every phase. As I mentioned, I have a mentor, and they still pick up my call. And if I'm in a state of confusion, or should I do this, that, I have people to, uh, guide me in everything. And I don't want to mention some, all in career you have some negative interference, everything. No, I sometimes, you don't take it to your mind and heart. As simple as that. That's my funda. Because, like, you have to a beautiful career to focus, beautiful personal life to focus. Why
Yeah,
negativity? Yeah. So this
absolutely.
is,
I mean, Uh, thank you very much for sharing these wonderful insights. I think this is gonna be, the best part out of this entire conversation, to build the right mindset, to have that resilience, how to avoid people to get onto your mind, and just be focused on your career. So I've seen many of people getting dragged in the corporate politics, and that it eventually hits your career, your family life, everything.
right.
So how to stay away from it? But yeah, remaining into it, listening all the things, but still away out of all those things. So wonderful, wonderful. Next topic I would like to discuss with you is out of your 9 years journey, as I have seen, you have experience in various fields, like, now as you are in sale, but you started your career with the designing. So can you just tell us that what was your career goal at that point of time? Did you had any career goal that these are the disciplines I'm interested in, and I will start with this, but gradually I will end up here? So any thought process over that?
Yeah, it it is taking back to me the very old days. So let me be very honest. So I never had such thing like, this is my goal, I'm going to reach here. No. Because, during my college days also, like, I had only one thing in my mind. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give my best. That's it, right? It
Mhm.
starts from home, right from a small cooking or whatever it is. I used to be this way. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to, do my best. That's all. So when I got my first job, I was pretty clear, right? I am going to learn something out of it. That's it. In future on, I got multiple, ideas about different fields, different opportunities, etc. The step number two is, like, I never, initially I had this phase, and I lost few of the opportunities also. There were jobs in which, some risk is involved, some travel is involved. First 2 years I was like little hesitant to pick up such opportunities. Then I decided, no, 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 I should get off my comfort zone, right?
Mhm.
So whatever opportunity I get, I evaluate and, grab it. That's it. That is how my whole career graph is, right? So I all my roles, whatever I have done, is completely new for me and challenging also, but I want to do that. So that is something I, over period of time, that has happened to me. So, like, grabbing that, whole career may, whatever the opportunity comes, just think of, can you give your best? And it is going to, you can have a balance in your personal and professional life. Can you, is it okay with your family? That's it. These are the few questions which I ask myself before choosing any new things or something like that. So this really helped me actually, Nirav, because like sometimes you feel like, oh, am I going to do this, lot of thinking, etc. and all. You just get into the well, let's see, two options:
Right.
you can swim or you can get help. That's all. So most of the time it worked well for me. So
Mhm.
taking risk, it started becoming a part of my life now.
Right. So, can you just tell us the timeline from where you started and what were the careers you already chose before landing into the sales?
Right. So I was in design for 2, 3, if I'm not wrong, 3 years.
Mhm.
Post which, same, I was into power system design, into using a leading software. So then I was doing what train the trainer program for the part of the program in which you will train the safety engineers, safety electrical engineers, etc. and all, in which I have got a beautiful hands on the standards which is associated with the electrical. Say for example, if a transformer is there, what is should be the silicon there, and just what should be the ideal color, likewise, right? So different things are there, so you get what standard says, right? So likewise I have gone in terms of field visits which I mentioned earlier. So all these things had come part of that. That is also part of a consultancy job. Post which I moved to marketing for a while, then now I'm into sales. So these are the different things. So first 5 years, I it happened for me in a way, right? In terms of technical, I had a lot of job. Post which now I'm in sales, something like that, right?
Right. But I think that's the similar approach I also adapted. That give your best in whatever opportunities comes on your way, and then at one point of time you have something to choose out of the disciplines or the opportunities you are having. So I actually also started with the project execution, executing the 220 megawatt gas turbine power plant, and right now I'm purely into a techno commercial job.
Right.
But that journey, entire journey of grasping the knowledge from different disciplines is what pays you off, when you progress in your career. So when I see back right now, I had maybe sleepless nights in the project execution, but now it is giving me a different kind of edge when I am into the technical discussions with the other disciplines, with the vendors. And that's where I feel that the time and the efforts what I invested at that point of time is paying me after 5 6 years or 10 years later on in my career. So you need to have the projection or the goal of the broader vision, I would say, for let's say 5 10 years, what work you are doing right now, how it's going to impact you down the line 5 10 years when you progress in your career. Wonderful. In between, I would like to once again thanks to all the viewers who have joined us. And if you have any question, please do ask us. We will take all your questions in between, and yeah, let's learn more about what Namagiri has her opinion on your questions. So thank you so much. Stay connected with us. Still, we have a lot of things to discuss, and I'm pretty sure you are enjoying this show. Right. Moving forward, right now you are in sales, and there are very typical kind of skills required being a salesperson. Right? It's not easy because at the end, you have to come home by selling something. Right? And if that deal doesn't happen, uh, you don't have that good day. So being a female, I think female have a very good persuasion skills. You can negotiate harder. That's what a generic impression is. But still, what do you think is the sales job right for what kind of people or what kind of skills are required to be into this profession?
Right, madam. So, like, let me, share my experience over sales, and we can position it on others, right? So, according to me, sales is something, right? Three things. Number one, understand your, which company, what are the products which your company offers. Number two, who are your customers and what is their requirement. Number three, right? How are you adding the value to the customer? It's not like I have 100 products and I'm going to sell the 100 product to the customer. No.
Hmm.
So you should know what customer wants, and you should know the customer mindset. As you
Mhm.
mentioned, certain customers you can never negotiate, right? You cannot
Mhm.
negotiate, right?
Mhm.
So to that customer, how to pitch in? Like some of the customer will be more interested in terms of technical aspects. You can easily convince in the technical part. Some of the customer price, they are price sensitive, right? So based on the customer, you have to strike the balance between the customer and the company's requirement. As simple as that, very simple. And as this sales part is giving me, different sense in which, thinking, positioning the solution to the customer, likewise the sales tar all those things are there.
Mhm.
But one thing which I'm very happy in terms of sales is like understanding the people mindset, especially, right?
Mhm.
So like, we have 100 number of products, but my customer is very simple. He says like, yeah, very good, Namagiri. Great presentation, but the cost is not working out. So, so that
Yeah.
thing is also there. So you should know. Sometimes, it is going to be a very tough day, and sometimes, things will happen. But what I personally feel is like every day, never give up attitude is all you need in sales, right?
Mhm.
Because you have to come out of your comfort zone. You have to be in a customer place, number one. Number two, you will be having your targets, some, things like that. Number three is like, a customer will be having his budget things, etc. So very simple, every day be, giving the being with the never give up attitude.
Mhm.
And sometimes you may have a pleasant day, sometimes you have a, bad day. All those things are
Yeah.
part of sales. As a woman, in market, I see like, out of my 10 customers, 8 customers are very genuine. I have to mention this, Naira. They're very
Okay.
genuine.
Mhm.
I never faced such thing, oh, why did I do this? No, my customers are very, some customers, yes, definitely there is a positivity, there will be negative. That part, as usual, you run towards your end goal. If something is not working, that let us figure out.
Yeah.
But this is my experience, and especially ladies, things are changing, right, in terms of sales also. So yeah, the changes, shift is happening. So it's the right time, I can say. And I feel, whatever I have experimented so far, I learned something out of it. The same sales field also, it's giving me lot of, aspects. I personally believe in one thing. In my all different roles, my brain started train to, think in this different aspect. The sales is also bringing some, some addition in that. Yeah.
Okay. But the Bagiri, I mean, I think I don't know whether you are especially blessed, or when you mentioned this, 8 out of 10 customers are genuine. In my 16 years of career, I've never seen a genuine customer.
Maybe
They are
I'm
always demanding something which is out of the cup of our tea. But yes, customers are, of course, they are there to demand and
Yes, yes. But you
anything. But
genuinely accept them, and
uh,
consider them they're genuine. One day they will not
so
say.
either you have developed that skill to better know your customers, and that's why you feel they are genuine, because you can meet their requirement as fast as possible. But yeah, I mean, the more the tough customer is, the more you get learnings out of it.
Yes,
So
yes, important.
uh, right, but let's talk about the soft skills basically, because what I understand is you might be giving a presentation initially to the customers, and then you'll be taking or walking through the different products, right? What are the merits, demerits of your product, and how your product is best in the market, and why they should buy it from you, and right, all those kind of things. So this presentation skills nowadays has become very, very important, especially in the when you are into such kind of business or the discipline where you have to present something and persuade the decision of your customers. So how much focus one should give on, let's say, presentation skills, because this is somewhat also related to presenting themselves when they are in the interview, right? You need to sell yourself. Out of 250 applications, when they are shortlisting you and calling you for the personal interview, where 3 4 candidates further are shortlisted, and you need to present yourself, you need to sell yourself. It's directly related to the doing the job of sales, right? This is what you are doing for yourself, in the company you are doing for the company. So any analogy between this, any advice, how this presentation skills are important and what aspects are there to be considered?
So, so in terms of presentation skills, right? So I'll talk about my journey personally. Then I'll give you,
Yeah,
the learnings out of it.
perfect.
Till my college, I was presenting it to my friends, etc., and for the projects, etc., and all. So I was, I had a little bit of stage fear, etc., and all those things.
Mhm,
When once after getting into the job, etc., and all, what I understood is like more you go present, sometimes you may be right, sometimes different things will be there, but participate, right?
mhm,
Every single time you gain some more, confidence.
mhm,
And one day you will be like, it took 6 months, right, after getting into the job, after before completing 1 year, I was very confident, right?
mhm,
So, present. So according to me, my personal learning is like participate, every time you gain some confidence. And first of all, when you talk, in a presentation or whatever, till date, whatever I'm going to present, it's my thing is like I will prepare my presentation, and I generally call it as handcrafted by Namagiri. Jokes apart,
okay.
so my presentation should be done by me only, and I should know what I'm talking, right? And you should have that essence of technical things, right? Especially you should know what you're talking and anticipate the question. Simple, you just start, things will happen over time.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
every presentation you may lack somewhere, so mark that point, next time develop that. Within 10 presentation you will do 10 different things that is not working there, you learn every single time. Yeah, you're a great presenter then. Simple.
okay.
So according to me, the thumb rule is participate.
Right. And one other point which I really like to be authentic, as you said, crafted by Namagin. So that shows that you have invested a lot of time in understanding the customer requirement, and you have put all those information which they actually want to see, but not just the PPT flooded with a lot of information or generic information which other people also would be showing them in the market. And that's how exactly it is similar when it comes to build your resume. So that's what I also tell to my mentees, that don't take anything just from the market and just change
Right.
the details and send it to the recruiter. Understand the requirement, see how it is matching with your expertise, and try to bridge that gap, and then and only then the deal is going to happen, right?
Right.
So being presentable is very much important, no matter in whatever career path you are there. But in professional world, I think uh, very important aspect is to understand or give the presentation or be presentable to the other people. Wonderful.
And one more thing which I would like to add is like, most of the time we go and present what we want to present, right?
Yeah.
But the point is what the person who is sitting in that side wanted to know. That is very important.
Very
You're not
important.
presenting for you, you're presenting for someone else. Understand the requirement. That is something very important which I learned over time.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, and uh, also putting the information or gathering the information, I think that's where the expertise comes into picture, that how you can present yourself different from the world. So that's where the challenge is. uh, so it's not all about content, it's not all about the shiny objects what you show.
Right,
It's
right.
all about how authentic you are and how you can keep your promise when you are actually performing. So because if you show the shiny objects now, and if you are not, or your product is not going to perform later on anyway, for one or two instance you will get the order, but you will lose the
Customer.
authenticity, you will lose the customer, the accountability in the market, right?
Right, right, right.
um, Second thing, what I want to ask you is about your career goal from now. Like it's 9 years. already in this profession. You have seen a lot of disciplines, you have seen a lot of profiles. And what do you foresee, maybe down the line, 5 years at least, from where you are standing right now? Would you be continuing in the same field, or again you are eyeing something different, maybe as you gradually go or go into the mid career or beyond that?
Right. So another and to audience also, like one thing is like which I holistically believe from day one to till date is upskill, right? So what happens is like you should know the market trends and where you stand and what is the gap and bridge the gap, as simple as that, and upskill every single day. That I holistically follow and till day I follow. So the market, there are a lot of new technologies and softwares etc which is coming in. We hear a lot about sustainability. Likewise government is having some goal, likewise our organizations are having some goals etc. And we talk about future energy, that is like green energy etc and all. There are a lot of things so
Yeah.
which is going on. So as I mentioned, upskilling part is already, I parallelly do all the very time. Likewise I'm always interested in diversifying my profile also. So for
Mhm.
now I'm so happy in terms of sales and things like that. So let us see over time how things happens. Yeah.
Okay. But keeping yourself upgraded, uh, what exactly you do? Do you follow, any programs, or you try to? Do you have a mentor for that? Who is guiding you properly? How to be updated, or can you just give some insights on this?
Right. So like uh, two things. Number one is like my peers, my seniors, like mentor in terms like I have people who is 10 year early senior than in my career. I'm just giving you an example, right? I
Yeah.
just understand their career path, like what they the steps they have done, what are the
Mhm.
learnings they have done. Likewise I take help from my mentors also. Nowadays we have LinkedIn and different platforms etc to understand the career graph of the different people, and you position your interest there. So
Mhm.
basically that are and you understand the market, what is booming, what is flourishing, where in terms of your interest, where how can you position yourself. These are the certain analysis which I do, and every single time before I do upskilling. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good piece of advice. That you learn from your peers, how they are progressing it. You learn from them, and generally I feel that once you get into too much niche, like once you drop down to, let's say, sales or procurement or engineering, the world becomes smaller for you because you only know those boundaries. So coming out of that and looking beyond those boundaries is also very important. Like we have, the green energy, talk of the town, and getting other updates out of your field is also very important, to see how the world is progressing. So let's talk about woman empowerment. Uh, as I said, being a female candidate, surely it would have been a different challenge than the general fraternity of the male candidates we have. So, what do you think? Woman empowerment now has, taken a boom. It's every company is thinking out of it and increasing the stake of the female candidates. Do you think that only doing that will solve the purpose, or from your point of view, there are few other aspects which need to be taken care to really uh, suffice the purpose of woman empowerment?
See, what I see is like companies are taking their initiatives. They're doing their part, right?
Yeah.
Right. So likewise, I see lot of mind change in terms of my peers, in terms of women also, right?
Mm.
And when I started my career from till date, right, I see lot of changes in terms of from my peers and in terms of organization, how they see the in how they not see or treat, how they facilitate and encourage the women candidates etc and all. So they understand our day-to-day life problems, whatever it is, in they are addressing it. First of all, I'm on behalf of all the women, I would like to thank that part, actually, what is the initiative taken by the organization. And yeah, there are certain things, which has to be, gap, etc. No? But I first of all happy about the initiative taken by the organization. In terms of, women mindset, etc., also I see a very good shift.
Mhm.
Back then, when I talk about traveling, this thing and all, I'll be having different, reactions from my colleagues, and now things have changed.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I've attended a meeting out of 40 men, I'm the only mom. Now things are changing. So I see shift, in both the ways, I can say. So things are changing. We have to gear up as women. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So there are a lot of opportunities for the female candidates in the electrical field as on date also, right? It's not like the electrical field is fading out and everybody need to just rush into IT field and lose your core interest. So can you give some message to all the female candidates out there who is pursuing the electrical engineering right now, but as I see, they are very much worried about their career, that what opportunity they will be getting and whether they choose the electrical branch as the right field or not. So because you are already there into the market and some of the insights, what would be the future progress? So yeah.
My message to all the women, in this field is, especially, don't have the thought process in your mindset that this is like, only for men. There is nothing like that, okay? Because it's been, in my mind all the 3 years when I was struggling, during my initial phases, etc. And all. I used to, tell my mom, Amma, did I do a wrong thing? She'll be like, no, no, you love it, you somewhere. So that motivation was there. So everybody will be having that dilemma, right? And fortunately, my family was is very supportive till date, etc. And all. So, and I want to tell, all the women is like, uh, you are in a right field, and things are changing. It's not like before, and it's no longer like, it's for men or something. Every company is focusing on, 50-50, men, share, etc., and all, men and women, etc. and all. So you're in a right field, just focus, 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 and things will happen. And one thing is like upskill yourself, that is more important, and with the right support system, right, you can, you can reach to the very good level. That is what I can say. So,
Mhm.
like, don't get distracted. As a woman, I'm saying, with 9 years of experience, this is a field for women as well, so it's not like, for men or something like that. Just stay
Yeah.
strong. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only a field for the men, but also a bright future for the women in the upcoming year, as we are seeing a lot of innovations are going on in this
Yes,
field.
yes.
So uh, yes, I mean, close to 1 hour we are talking, and it's been really interesting and intriguing for me. I have learned a lot of things out of this discussion. There are many breakthroughs, many takeaways, I would say. And if I has to summarize it, I would start with the support system what your family provided to you in the very initial stage when you were in the verge of choosing your career, even at the point of time where you had the other offers from the other fields. So yes, the family support is very, very important. Second thing which I liked very much is about building the right mindset at the right time and connecting with the right people. That will surely help you to progress in your career quite smoothly, I would say, without any distractions. Third thing, the approach of how to build your career, give your best, right? Don't just worry about what others are doing, how much perks they are getting it, right? Be focused on your instinct, what and the destiny will decide where to take you, right? And fourth thing is having the mentor at each and every stage of your life. So these are the four key takeaways for me. And I think, yes, many breakthroughs our audience also would be having. We have some messages in the chat. Let's check it out. So,
Yes.
um, Partha Sarthi Radhakrishnan is telling, wow. Naveen Kumaraswamy is telling, best wishes to Namagiri Radhakrishnan, hand, purple, blue, peace. Okay. uh, Janaki Raman is saying that she is writing inspiring conversation. Thank you so much for being with us. Balaji J is writing, very informative. Thank you, sir, so much for staying with us during the entire conversation. Even I truly enjoyed amongst all the conversations I had with the subject matter experts till date. And one last topic I would like to discuss with you is work-life balance.
Right.
So, being a woman, there are a lot of social responsibilities also you have, and how you manage between the job and the social responsibilities.
So being, I just want to bring one of my personal experience actually. As I mentioned earlier, I used to go for a lot of field trips, right? In which, like, which is like, opening the panel to everything, right? I still remember my daughter was 1.5 years old. She was crying that side. In deep sleep, she was crying very loudly. And I was telling my husband, open the LNT breaker. So,
Oh my God.
till so, so I didn't know that. Next morning, he was telling very clearly this point. Then I was like, he's an IT engineer. Then whatever details he had given, it's right. So I was the person who told it to him. So jokes apart, so what I'm trying to say is, like, all the tough days will be there. Some days you will not have sleepless night, and I have hospitalized once or twice in between because of lots of health issues, etc. And all. So all of things will be there, but you should have the right balance, right support system. Sometimes all the very time you can't go out of your compromising your health and doing things you
Yeah,
know so you have to figure out what works for you. Sometimes you have to exert yourself, burn yourself, and over a point of time you will have some learning, and it's not going to be forever, right? So you have to find that balance. Sometimes it will go out of the way, etc, and all. Then you have to balance it, etc, and all. So it is throughout, it's a learning curve only. So, like, there is no right decision, this, that, and all. Just go with the flow. Sometimes you will get that instinct, no, that is it, then go back. It's okay, there is nothing wrong in it. But be in one single mindset. Without risk, things will not happen just like that, right? So
mm-hmm.
everything takes its own price.
Yeah, wonderful. I think that's really inspiring for all the women candidates out there. We have one very good comment from Shreyang Datta. What is this talk about? ये रामायण में राम कौन है? So Shreyang Datta, thanks for asking this question. But I started this talk show, I Love Electricity, the Nirav Modha show, with the aim to bring the young professionals, the experienced people on stage to share their success stories, to share their journey, and to learn and inspire out of their growth. So getting the breakthroughs, getting the key moments where we can learn, the young professionals can learn how to progress in their career, what are the industry trends, different people working in the different disciplines, and we also try to uh, learn what kind of profile they are handling, and if people want to go into that profile, how is the prospect, how is the career aspects about it. So that's what all about this show is. And if something Namagiri wants to add after being into this conversation, how did you find this talk show, ma'am? What is this talk show all about? What you find it?
So, like, as I mentioned earlier also, like, I didn't have it during my initial days of my career. So it's a
Yeah,
great initiative, especially for somebody struggling the career initial days, etc, and all, is much needed, right? So I holistically believe that you learn out of somebody's experience. It's not like you have to experience every single thing, no.
right,
So right, right from our parents to everyone, everybody as a human being, they tend to do some mistake and good things. So everything being a mistake, we can correct it, and deploy it in our life, right? So something like that. So it's like that only. So my message to everyone is like, today evolving world, only one thing is very constant: upskill yourself. That's it. Learn every single day, and your competition is just you. As simple as that.
Wow, wow, wonderful, wonderful ending. I would say your competition is just you. Perfect. Um I mean, we have a lot of things. We can keep this talk going ever, and I think we have a lot of topics to still discuss. But giving respect to the time, um, let's conclude this talk. It was really, really a great pleasure for me to share this wonderful stage with you, and a big round of applause to all those who have stayed with us during this conversation. And as we saw the comments that uh, you had quite a good time being with us, listening especially to the success story of ma'am. And I'm sure there are many points which we can implement, even after spending 17 years in this field. Even I had learned something new, which now I will think I'll be implementing in my life. So again, we have one more comment. Even I am a electro head. Do you think electricity is the best discovery yet? Okay. So over to Namagiri. The question I would like to ask you: do you think electricity is the best discovery yet? I mean, I cannot imagine what we would be doing if electricity would have not
Not
discovered.
been
So
there exactly. So
today is also the birthday of Mr. Mokshagund and Vishweswarya, right? It's an engineer's day,
yeah, right.
and we should we should honor his legacy. But yeah, if what thoughts you have, ma'am? Let's not get biased because we are engineers. I mean, I love electricity so much, so I would definitely say that without electricity, I cannot imagine the life. But
Right, right. So, in other ways, like I generally call, during my college days, I like electricity is equal to my lifeline. So, without that, I can't live simple. Because
and
there
I
were certain days I used to think, did I choose the wrong this thing? So, I used to write, in a notes and say, is equal to my lifeline. So, during my so without that, we can't live, man. Yeah.
I remember I went to one college as in to take the experts talk there, and I started my conversation by asking a question: which city you like the most? And these were all people were from the electrical background, and they started saying that I like Ahmedabad, and because I was in the Gujarat, Ahmedabad and Vadodara and Surat and all those things. And I told them, which city I like. I said I like electricity. So
Good
that's
one.
the entire city for me, where I live day in day out. So that's what it means to me.
Yes.
So that's how close it is to our heart. And Nah, unfortunately, the journey comes to end to our conversation. But I would like to surely once again invite you when you become VP CEO of some company, or maybe you have your own startup. Much more things then to learn from you at that point of time. But again, once again, thank you so much for sparing your time out of your busy schedule. Being a festival, biggest festival day in South, you are with us, sharing your stories. It itself shows how much love you have for the electrical branch. And if people would like to connect with you on your platform, they can reach out to you either on LinkedIn or
Yes, LinkedIn only.
uh, yeah. So uh, yeah, it's Namagiri R there, and you can reach out to her on the LinkedIn profile.
Right.
If you have any questions, please see. Don't bother her too much. Maintain the privacy and the
Yeah.
personal time, but she would be happy to answer your
Yes.
questions there. And any last words, ma'am, from your end?
So like it was a great experience, like it was like revisiting every phase of my life back, from my starting days, etc. And all of it. It's a great experience. Thanks for that, and thanks for your time. Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, and see you next time
definitely.
soon, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you so
Sure.
much. Have a
Thank
nice day.
you, everyone.
Thanks to all who are still with us, and I wish you all a very happy Ganesh festival, happy Onam. Uh, See you very soon with Again, such a wonderful personality with us in our next show. Till then, bye bye. Take care of yourself and be safe. Have a nice day.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See you. Jai Hind.